Hey, what's up? It's Mr. Lee Nice here, and this is like the second part of kind of my video sessions with the Tops Haket by Alan Jensen. This is a hatchet or tomahawk and knife combination, and it just uses these two blades, and it has this metal tube handle, and then they just kind of slide in there through these slots, and there's a bolt with some nuts that are easy. It's pretty easy to kind of move back and forth. So I'm just kind of go over like the features of this, and then kind of talk about a few things, maybe what I really like about this, or maybe what I don't like, and just kind of go through that angle. So there's actually a lot to go over, so I'm gonna get moving here. Taking a closer look at the specifications of the two blade accessories, you have the Oufitter blade and the Alligator Alley blade and tool. The Oufitter, obviously, the tomahawk and the knife options. Alligator Alley is the spear option. The overall length of the Oufitter, 8 inches. Overall length of Alligator Alley, 7 inches. The blade length of the tomahawk on the Oufitter is 2 inches. The knife blade on the Oufitter, 3 inches. Alligator Alley, a 2-inch blade on that. Both are 3/16 of an inch thick. The overall width, kind of the midsections, about an inch, almost an inch, just a hair of an inch. Larger portion, about an inch on Alligator Alley. So not as wide as some knives out there. So they're good and streamlined. The 3/16 of an inch cuts down on the weight. There are extra holes drilled to cut down on weight. Tomahawk and knife blade have them, and also Alligator Alley. They're additionally good for lashing on making a tomahawk, a survival tomahawk, or a survival spear without using the handle that came with the Oufitter. And the feature that really makes this the Haket work well is the main bolt holes on both on the hatchet and the knife combination. They are threaded, both on the Oufitter and Alligator Alley. So when you put it through the handle, it slides through the handle and simply just uses that bolt and just threads on through like that. And that's what that looks like. And then you put it in the handle like that, and so it gives you a good strong connection inside that handle. That's just a closer look at that. Tomahawk blade and the knife blade, and you can use it as a knife pretty easily by just sliding on the tomahawk cover on the leather, and that's probably why they did the leather. It's really comfortable when you do it like that. It provides a good strong grip. I know I showed some cutting in the other footage I did of the usage. You can use it without the leather. It's a little more dangerous having that blade, but it definitely doesn't face you, doesn't touch you. I have pretty long fingers. It seems to work pretty well. So pretty good motion there. A good little push blade right there for a small, like kind of hard slicing. So that seems to work pretty well. Pretty good blade that they set up with on the handle that you can do. So that works really well. Now for the Alligator Alley, I found this definitely now it's definitely less functional. It's just more of a spear blade. It has like kind of a barb there. So if you go and insert it into anything like a fish or something like that, it's definitely going to hook it pretty well. It's got a top barb and a second underlying barb, which is definitely makes this look like a wicked little tool. Has extra holes for lashing straps, and then like sort of the screw hole where it goes into the handle like that. So that works pretty well. Like I said, definitely not as functional. This could make a small good little slicing knife, or maybe a backup knife. And those go into the metal tube handle, and it's just like a light steel. So the way the handle is set up, I'll give you the length on it real quick. See, 15 inches. Most tomahawks are going to be about 18 inches. 15 seem to do just fine for what I was doing, and it does make it more pack friendly. And I'm going to show you how that packs up here real quick. But basically, like I said, it's just kind of like a lighter steel. It is like a hollow tube, so it's possible you could store stuff in it when you carry it. The way the blades go in, it's a very unique feature, which turns out
I was actually really worried about this feature. I thought that it might be a little delicate, but it seems really heavy duty. And it's just like kind of an Allen wrench bolt. Let's kind of take that apart right there. And that's one side of it. The other side is like a free kind of like almost washer or a nut, and it just goes together like that. And it has an Allen wrench inlet right there. I can get it together. And this seems to be actually really good quality, because sometimes you'll see on parts of tools and things, like the smaller parts are not good quality. This, like I said, seems good. I'm going to show you how it works real quick, and then I'm going to show you some more of the combinations. Probably not going to show all the combinations. I'm just going to have some pictures of those up. But there's quite a few you can do with this. Probably about 3 to 5. So it just screws in like that and bolts down. And I think it would be a good idea. I might even contact Tops and get an extra one of these, because that's just one of those things that you might end up losing in the field, and that would pretty much make this handle useless. So that's what the Tomahawk looks like, and there's a pretty good bit of ease of use. Now I will tell you, there was one time when I was putting this back on and off, I could not get it free. Even with gloves, I just couldn't get it. So I'm gonna make a recommendation that when you carry this out in the field, I'm gonna recommend you have a multi-tool. So if possible, if these get jammed in there, you can crank them off. That's just something that I thought would be a good idea. So the other way you can do, I'm going to show the spear version of the Alligator Alley. And it goes together pretty well. I didn't have any issues really getting any of the blades in or out of this. So pretty solid overall. I thought it would be a little more clumsy, and there's really no blade play in there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pack this up and give a few final thoughts about this whole system. Also, if you lose the handle, you can still make a pretty decent tomahawk out of this, strapping it onto like a stick. You can make a spear. This is the best spear, or yeah, that works pretty well. So these are two pretty good little tools. That just slides in the Kydex sheath like that. Really good setup on that. I used to not be a big fan of leather. I think the leather sheath on this was definitely made pretty well. Seems like it works. And you just slide it back through, kind of put the whole kit up. And then a few other things this kit came with. It did come with a Tops survival whistle, which is always cool. I tend to give those out. And then it has some certifications of authenticity. So you have like the carry pouch right here. Slide it in there. Put that flap over. Cinch it tight. That's it. That's a whole package right there. I didn't get the overall weight for it. It's not very much. I think it's about 1 pound. And open it back up. That's it. Good to go. Pretty awesome setup in my opinion. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about, kind of like I said, a few things what I really liked, maybe a few things I didn't. First of all, what I do like, it is light. Second of all, it's pretty easy to use. Like I said, I did have the issue one time with the bolt getting caught, and I had to like pretty much crank it off with some pliers. Did not have that problem the last time I was doing any chopping. The tomahawk bit, it bites deep, bites hard. The size of it, you would think it's not enough. That's actually that's a really good bit of chopping room to have. Now I will say that with a tool like this, you do want to be more precise. This isn't one you get real sloppy with because of the way it's designed. But it does seem a solid design. It seems like you can take a pretty good bit of abuse. Handle, it's pretty ergonomical, just pretty plain. It comes with this wrap. I don't actually think this is paracord, but it works the same. Now, it was a good wrap, but there is an issue there. It will slide down the rest of the tomahawk, and it started sliding off when I was doing some really heavy chopping with it. So it seems like it was a good idea, good intention, but I really think after some hard use, the wrap is definitely going to fail on you. And then I broke the little cord locker right here, so that's done for. So I'm probably going to do a wrap, probably going to do a longer one, maybe even almost halfway, to give myself extra cord and then extra good ergonomical grip. So all that being said, man, I'm actually really impressed with this. When I first got it in the mail, I was kind of like, well, this is it's a little flimsy, and took it out, done testing. It seems to work pretty good. Everything runs smooth on it. I'm able to change all the blades out, in and out real quickly, just like that. In fact, quickest I can do it. And let's see. Alrighty, just like that. Now, in a survival situation, if you're cold and shaky, hungry, you may have some issues with this, but I think as long as you have it in the tomahawk setting, I think you'll be in pretty good shape. That's pretty much the gist of it. I like it. Really, like I said, the only things that didn't really work for me was the handle wrap. Sometimes there is a little blade play when you chop with a tomahawk, so really keep your eye on this when you're using it, and that's the best thing I can say is, you know, anything with multiple parts, multiple moving parts can fail. And I'm not saying this one's going to, but I will say that it's very possible. Since there's several moving parts to it, it's possible. You hear that? So what I do when I'm using it is I keep it cranked tight. So with those moving parts, there's a possibility it could fail. But yeah, I do like this tool. I'm gonna recommend it to people who do like maybe backpacking, bicycling. You can strap this on anywhere, put it on a backpack. Not a whole lot of videos out there on it now. Like I said, I give this pretty much, I'm gonna go ahead and give it about 5 stars. I like it, it works for me. Light, sharp, easy to use, and that's pretty much all I've got to say about it. So, it's Mr. Leonidas signing out. Have a good one.